Ethical Implications of Using an iPad in the Classroom by Carly Woolley. Ethical implications. In this day and age, technology is constantly evolving, and it is often difficult for new and old users to stay current with new rules and practices. Therefore, it is exceedingly important for each and every teacher and student to be informed on current ethical online rules, regulations, and practices. Cyber ethics issues in the classroom. One of the most common problems isn't hacking or cracking websites. It's unauthorized downloading of games and softwares. We as teachers need to deal with this problem by making students aware that how technology is used is as much an ethical issue as hacking or cracking websites. Another ethical issue that educators at most schools deal with is the misuse of intellectual property or copyright violations. In this case, we need to make the issue personally relevant to our students. We need to help them explore the consequences of copyright violations and teach them what is and is not acceptable. I really like the term think. It stands for, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? Those are the 5 things that students should think about before they post something online. Establishing a culture of proper use. The best time to begin establishing a culture of proper use is the first day you introduce your students to technology. It is important to remember that teaching good practices is much easier than eliminating bad ones. I put a list here for rules for using iPads in the class. These are 5 things that I think could really help and things that I will implement in my classroom. Number 1, you can use your iPad to take notes, research material, access content using various apps. Do not text or email other students during a class session. I will cue you when to put your iPad into sleep mode. Like now, I would point at them. I will provide you with an assessment each day using Google Forms, and I will cue you when it's appropriate to use social media in class. I think all 5 of these are really important, especially for a teacher like me who is planning on teaching high school, where kids are already so advanced with different applications, different social media, different iPhones and tablets and Chromebooks, everything. So it's really good to stick to a couple of different rules. Establishing a culture of proper use. You should develop a detailed universal plan for technology use and lay it out for everyone at one specific time. I really do believe this. I think that you need to let it be known to your students. This is what I expect, and I need you to respect this and comply with it. You can also hold training sessions for parents and kids together. A lot of times, kids go home and they need help with their homework and their parents aren't able to help them because they're not as technologically advanced. So I think it's a really good idea for a teacher to be able to educate not only the students, but the parents as well. You can also show videos and discuss different ethical issues. There are so many resources out there, whether it's on YouTube, TeacherTube, Google, there's a million different things, and we can take advantage of them in the classroom. And you also need to make it clear to all of your students that ethical rules they live by also apply to technology. People know that it's wrong to lie in person, so they should know it's wrong to lie online as well. The same thing is going to go hand in hand. Incorporating cyber ethics into your culture. I think it's important that you make direct comparisons between what students do on the internet and how they behave in their daily lives. You need to involve students in constructive activities. For example, ask them to develop 10 rules for a classroom acceptable use policy. See what they think is acceptable. Typically, it's going to line up with what you're expecting of them, and so it's good to know that they already know what is expected of them. Also, you can post a written acceptable use policy in your classroom and include the consequences for violating it. Incorporating cyber ethics into your culture, continued. I think it's important to reinforce proper behavior. Treat offenses as mistakes rather than crimes, especially in the beginning. Not everybody knows from right and wrong, so it's really our job to teach them, especially when it comes to cyber ethics. If they make a mistake, just go ahead and tell them, hey, that's not right. We got to move on and do it differently. Also, assigning students to work with technology buddies, other students who have already worked with technology and will set a good example. It's important, if one kid knows a little bit more about it, they can help each other. Also, don't model inappropriate behavior and instill a sense of responsibility. Point out the real costs of misusing technology and express a belief in students' abilities to handle technology properly. And my conclusion, teaching digital ethics and digital citizenship is a way to prepare students and technology users for a society full of technology. In addition, it is vital for students and teachers to fully understand all aspects of appropriate and responsible technology use.